Welcome back to the morning show, eh?
Hey, it's been a while, eh?
It's been a while since you came back here.
I won't say not been inviting me, but hey, you know, when people are moving up in the world, you know, just to take a quick left for 30 seconds. Coming here, I was praying, you know, and God said to me, you need to give gratitude and flowers to people while they're still alive. You know, my brother, many people don't know, you were the first person I talked to about the masterclass. And when I said jump on, you didn't even hesitate.
No, we're there.
There are doors that you opened not knowingly. By posting, by retweeting, by tagging me, by inviting me to the morning show. I just want to say thank you, my brother. And man. I just hope God blesses you with riches, Porsche GT3 RS 2025 model.
Those are the riches that we need over there.
Like house in Camps Bay and great health, my brother. I'm so thankful for
to have you in my life.
The
whole team is also.
No, I know. I'm just isolating because you're the first one I called, and then you introduced me to the team. But thank you so much, man. You know, God must bless you abundantly, Ron, man.
You hear that, guys? We're getting Porsche.
Yeah.
Porsche GTIs.
Oh, lovely.
GT3, not GTI.
Okay. Yes, man, and obviously we're gathered here for a very significant another episode of the masterclass, and this one here is a different one.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit more about it.
This one is very different because now we are getting into the crux of the business of sports, arts, culture, and tourism on this one. So we on our master classes we bring executives, we bring decision makers, not to say anybody else not important, but we bring the panels are mostly executives. Like on this one, like I was so happy I got a call from a brother I hadn't seen in such a long time, Mr. Matoma Matibane, the CEO of MICC.
Okay.
And he said to me, I see this poster flying around, and why are we not involved? Because we work with young people, we do learnerships, we do internships, you know. For those learners who can't afford those formal education of universities, we are here to assist. How can I jump on, you know? So with this one, it's very different in that we are getting into the crux of the business now, the monetization part.
You know what's actually mind-boggling and puzzling me is that you know, there's a lot of these platforms, or can I say platforms, and then they're there to help the young people, but the young people are nowhere to be found. And it's actually they're struggling to help other people. I don't know whether it's in the finding them, or maybe the ones they're finding is not. I don't know where the connector is not there. And I believe maybe such platforms like the masterclass can help. And how does that work now?
That's a very difficult question to answer, because that's what we are struggling with year after year. To say, here is a free platform, a Pan-African platform. It gives you education, you network with these people, you do the links, we introduce you to funding opportunities, we introduce you to the organizations that you can't reach by yourself. But the young people, I don't know, for some reason, if it's not a party or a DJ involved in a live performance, they don't want to come. Because at every masterclass, I kid you not, after the masterclass, maybe a day or two later, a kid will call me or DM me asking me what was happening in the masterclass.
Instead of attending.
Do you guys stream the masterclass? Are you going to stream it this time?
Yes, no, we're streaming this time. We are sponsored by Ronnie.
All right. Shout out Ronnie.
Ronnie is sponsoring us.
Ronnie, you know,
with Ronnie. We are streaming it this time. We are privileged to be sponsored by Black Pride Media, owned by Mr. Kelvin Matibeli, who owns a security company. So he saw the vision and he said, "Listen, man, you know, I've seen it in Africa when we went into Africa. So let's just stream it this time on all platforms and let's see what happens."
Which country did you go to? Was it Kenya?
We went to Zambia and we went to Ghana, Accra. Shout out to Trick Medic.
Yes. Shout out. How was it there? And how's the economy there in terms of like the industry and also the youth that are there as well? In the industry.
Is there a difference actually?
Yes. Not to downplay our youth and our country, but there we had over 1,000 people.
Nice.
When the masterclass was going on, because we had partnered with an entity called the African Music Business Dialogue. When it was carrying on, there were people literally around the corner waiting to come in.
Sure.
What do you think that is so?
I think the African continent, I've traveled it a bit, they are more hungry to get out of that situation of Africa. Because South Africa, we are maybe 5 steps ahead in terms of technology, infrastructure, and information sharing platforms like the AfriMasterclass, So when they see you, and something I didn't realize is that when we go to these African countries, we're actually internationals.
Oh, okay.
No, of course, yeah, no, of course.
I didn't realize that,
because you cross the border.
I'm
Even
Pan-African.
if you're visiting, you're international.
So they see it as an international platform coming into their country to come and empower their youth. And with them,
It's crazy.
In terms of support, it's a no-brainer, You write one email to say, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
You get an email a day or two later to say, how can we support?
They're more eager.
That's
I would
crazy.
like to know, for those who don't know, what is the AfriMasterclass?
I love this question. AfriMasterclass is a free educational empowerment platform, It's designed for African creatives, entrepreneurs, and professionals in the arts and the media space. But what sets us apart is the holistic and practical approach.
Okay.
In delivering the real world knowledge with industry leaders, which you can touch and ask questions, network with, because everybody who's going to be there, we've asked them to say, block out your day. The youth want to talk to you. The youth are eager to come and suck knowledge from you.
Yes.
That's why even this year that we've shortened the panel, and the Q&A time and the networking time is a bit longer.
Nice. So there's more engagement.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, I just want to go back to the difference between those countries and the youth in those countries and just artists in general.
Yes.
And who entertainment business wise. I feel like when you go there, they give you a much more responsive reaction. It's not. I don't think maybe it's because of the technology we have here or whatever. I think it's because of the platform, Johannesburg, to be specific, because everybody flees from wherever they come to come to Johannesburg. And I feel like there, when you go there, they're gonna treat you with what can I say? It's not with the utmost
reverence, a sense of respect, and
something like that, because like you're coming from here, but I don't think it's because I think the youth here, they don't get that because it's overwhelming. You already have it, because some people are hungry here, but those hungry people, you can tell they just don't have knowledge of it, and they don't even know where to get the knowledge first of all. And those guys are even further, and it's like now we are even further. The ones that are here are struggling to get the knowledge and the know-how to get to get into the business, and those guys are like, oh guys, come on, because up there I believe the technology is also there. There's also internet. It might not be 5G like how it's established here, but it's actually way better because I hear Elon Musk is already there, you know what I mean, and that internet is faster. So we don't he's already there.
Let's set up.
He hasn't entered in here. Here we're still fighting Vodacom, but it's a story for another day. But it's actually incredible what you're doing, man. And the nitty-gritties, I feel like it also needs to go to this platform to invest more, because I always hear they're doing these workshops, they're doing this. It really doesn't help. The guys, they show up there. I mean, you are expecting someone to show up to grasp the knowledge.
Yes.
But this person has no clue. I had a lady from ICASA in another show called the Prepcast, specifically dealing with that. I think we should also have a chat with him. It's Mr. Salvin. He helps people in the entertainment industry and the entertainment business. But he wasn't. That lady said the artists that come there, they don't even bring the music to network with. I'm like, but there's a gap. There's a gap somewhere. There's a gap here that we need to fill in. That last time you had the workshop, they didn't bring the music. They didn't do this. So what are you doing to overcome such things? And I want to know what the masterclass is also doing, because last time we had the masterclass, people showed up, but also we need to see whether we reached our goal. So what is the masterclass doing to change things? What's the difference this time besides streaming is a very good way, to be honest with you. It's a very good one.
With the last one, it was a huge success. We might not publicize it because because of privacy of some people, underprivileged people, but it was a huge success. I just have 3 that just came to the top of my mind. There's a guy who lives in Nongoma who took a bus to come to our masterclass last year. He now has his own film viewing company. So what he does is he gathers filmmakers from his neighborhood or farm or region, and then he talks to the municipality, books out a hall, and they view the films there.
That's impressive.
That's the first one.
That's impressive.
The second one opened up a record label, and that record label now has collaborated with the Afrotainment and the big names of Amapiano from that masterclass. The other one is a young boy. He does t-shirts now. He flew from Durban to come and listen. He does apparel. It's called Kavi Glen. You can check it online. He had a clothing line, but he did not have the know-how to market, how to get funding, how to access customers, So those are the 3 that are on top of my head. But coming back to your question, how this one is different. The streaming part is very important for me. With this one, we also have requested companies to come and not exhibit, but to have a space where there's a person dedicated to individuals, to creatives, to small businesses, to say, okay, I'm from Brand South Africa, making an example. I'm from Brand South Africa. Brand South Africa does A, B, C, D. We have this fund for the creative sector. We have Play Your Part when you are going overseas.
I like that. I like that actually. Yeah.
When you're going overseas as a Play Your Part ambassador, this is how we can support you. We also have Proudly South Africa CEO coming along to say, okay, we also have a minimal fund, but what we have is connections all over the world. If you are flying the South African flag high all over the world, this is how we can.
I actually wanted to ask that. Can't we get the CEO of Brand SA in here, because I got a lot of questions for him.
Can call him now.
Yeah, we need to call him now. We need to call him because he needs to come here. He's a new guy, I think.
He's 2 or 3 years in now.
Yeah, 2 or 3 years in. Yeah, but
very innovative.
He's been doing a lot of his great work in terms of putting the brands for South Africa on as well.
Brand on,
yeah, but he needs to come here and share some information.
No, we can.
Literally.
Let's check if we can call him.
Yeah,
now.
Please give him a call. Give him a call. We need to set that meeting next week. I don't know, Perez, in fact, she's gonna make time. She's gonna make time.
No, she needs to make time.
She's gonna make time.
Time will be made.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because he's a very important gentleman.
Yes.
He needs to come on and give this knowledge, which is actually quite good. But you're calling? Is ringing?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's hear him.
Let's hope he answers. Yeah.
And this man is always in meetings.
Always busy.
It's in the mornings. The mornings, that's where the meetings are. He's not gonna pick up now.
Okay.
But it's fine. No, we understand.
Cool.
We understand. Because he's holding the whole the brand.
Okay, he's just sent a message. I'll call you back now. I'm in a meeting.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
But please let him know that we'll have to have him on the show.
No, for sure.
Going back to the measure of success, at least you've got a bit of measurement, and you can prove and show others.
There's success stories.
Yes.
That look, it went this way. This person came here, he saw bad, and this is what came out. And it's actually, especially the guy who flew all the way from
Durban.
From Durban. Now he's got. I like that he communicated the municipality. He didn't know all those things are available. Because most artists, they don't know. So the creativity, they just know how to create the music, and then that's it. And they don't know that, I can hire I can be given a stadium for free. I can do this, I can do that. Like if you're from Vosloo, you can be given a stadium for free to do something, to showcase your things. And the I think the sports and culture, they've got a funding for that, to help these artists, but they don't know.
You don't know.
And also regionally, sorry to cut you, and regionally they have film commissions, like how in Gauteng we have, he's texting, okay.
Tell him you're live on air on the Bogart morning show. He needs to come on board.
So with every region or every province, there's a Gauteng Film Commission, there's a KZN Film Commission, there's a Mpumalanga Film Commission.
What do they do?
So what do they do is they support upcoming actors, filmmakers, directors, riggers. So they give you, they also have funding open right now for filmmakers, because they also provide equipment.
How about that?
Sure.
You know, and people don't know. That's why we also invited them on this one to say, people don't know, like filmmakers struggle. They use their phones and don't wipe the back camera, but they don't know that their film commissions have those funds to say, what do you need? You need lights. What do you need? You need earphones. You need
because we're here just with another actor. We're talking about the business, and they're struggling.
Yeah.
But all these things are there, and and there's a trend right now of actors who have been struggling, and now we have to open a GoFundMe and all that. But there's facilities that they can do all these. They can be pioneers. They are pioneers in the game, but they are not pioneering. I don't know if it makes sense.
No, you're clear.
And they've been in the game. They're supposed to tell the young lighties to say.
Yes. And with that one, not bashing anyone, like they make me angry. People like that, bro. Like they die broke. They come from Oscar. They come from this Hollywood, and they come home and that makes me angry, because when you are at that level, you have a brand. You can do research, do brand collaborations.
Yes.
Pass it down. You come to platforms like Bogart Radio, get your name out there, be active. I'm not saying they're not active, but I feel like there are legends who have passed, and when you at the funeral and they are reading their credits, and you're like,
you'll be amazed.
How did this person
be
die,
amazed? But I feel like you should invite those guys to the masterclass
as well. Yeah.
I think that's where the leakage is. I don't know, because instead of inviting the young people,
I
they're
agree.
probably there's
a lot of financial literacy that can also be given.
Do they think they will come?
Okay.
That's the big question, Ron.
Or they want to feel, why aren't they coming?
To be honest with you, I felt like giving this thing up this year. Like I felt like just closing this thing, and
I feel like attacking you to say it's your responsibility, because all these gaps, and it's your responsibility to connect these people.
Yes, but why I felt like closing and just leaving this thing and just living my life with my other businesses and doing what I do best is because a person knows me personally, and they know about the AfriMasterclass. And the next thing you hear, let me make an example. Ron's house has been repossessed. Yes. I'm not saying I'm a billionaire, I'm a millionaire, but there are ways that we can open doors for you. For you to make money. And there's no small money in this world.
That's true.
Without 1 cent, you cannot be a millionaire.
Money is a byproduct anyways. Money is a byproduct for anything. But
speaking of giving up, I want to know what inspired you to start this.
I saw a gap where talent was not being recognized, and talent not having knowledge about their craft and their brand. So I sat with Ubab Kaifa Simenye in a session with Alexis Fago at Universal Music a couple of years ago, and he asked me a question about publishing and synchronization deals, and I answered him, and he asked me a question. He said, the answer you just gave me, how many people know what you know? And I said a lot. He said, no,
it can't be. It's just all in your head. You think that somebody else knows it.
That's true.
We take it for granted that Ron knows about streaming, he knows about live radio, So after he said that, the next day when I met him, he said, what have you done about what we talked about yesterday?
Exactly.
So then I was like, okay, let me start something. So I started WhatsApp groups. People were not responding. I said, anybody have questions on APC? People are not responding.
I feel like they don't respond because when they see a masterclass, they just see another workshop that they've been to.
It's like the
and they were not helped last time.
You know why? You know why masterclasses and workshops are very important? Because of the information. It's the attitudes of the individual, my brother. Because you did not get help at that one, at the first one or the second one. I put it all on you because you didn't ask the right questions. At the masterclasses, they don't ask questions.
I was about to ask that because I was at one last week and we were there for over 3 to 4 hours and only 3 people asked questions. So how do you guys also try and let everyone just relax and speak and engage? Because what's the point of them just being there and not even engaging with the panel?
So we have an email line also to say, okay, here's an email line on the screen that's going on. We are working on a WhatsApp number, excuse me, a WhatsApp number now to say, ask questions, put questions there, and then we have somebody there live with a laptop saying, reading the email. Okay, hi. Ron, they're asking about apparel. How do I get from China, whatever, you know?
So
the fees.
So basically, we need to invest in the technology to get to these people. That's what I'm picking up here.
Yes, we need to, but also, man,
people must also stop being shy.
Yes,
because you're at a masterclass, you're there to learn. I think people don't want to come across as I don't know, and you don't know at that moment. You don't.
And Ron knows my personality. Me, I ask. Even if I know, I ask, because there might be somebody in the room who's shy to ask something. So I ask. And some of them laugh and they're like, that's a stupid question. No way, you didn't know that. And I'm like, no, I didn't know.
That's where the money is.
You know, like that's why I'm here. I'm here to learn. So I urge people to please. There'll be the email there. There'll be somebody reading the questions live. If you are shy, please ask questions, because also our panelists feel like they're wasting their time sometimes to say, I took my day off and I'm here and nobody's asking the relevant questions, and they are afraid to ask the hard questions.
I mean, it's also difficult. Like, you need to make it easy, but not everybody is a journalist, like who's got the courage of a journalist to ask those questions. Remember, these people are just a kid from the Kasi. He has made tons of beats, and
I'm from a kid from the Kasi.
Yeah, but not everyone has got that courage.
I'm the shyest person I know.
Yeah, so I really think we need to do something. Maybe suggestion box on the day or something. Maybe gather up questions from I don't know. But whatever it is, we're gonna meet up with our masterclass. But anyways, I wish I could have speak on the board, but
you are speaking. What do you mean?
Yeah, because at least we found a solution here today. We said, let's stream, let's do that. Whatever was listening, let's see how it's gonna come out.
Are you coming to the masterclass?
I'll be there.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Be on time.
I'll be on time. I'll be on time, But okay, we're running out of time. Give the necessary information, where they can find the information for the masterclass and how they can attend, etc.
Okay. Very easy. You just RSVP at info@afrimaster.co.za. info@afrimaster.co.za. If you have a problem with the email, you can call the office at 011-568 6634 011-568-6634, and on all social platforms we are AfriMasterclass.
All social media platform. And where's the WhatsApp line now?
I had a WhatsApp line, but people were talking
other things. Okay.
Hey, the ladies there are talking other things. So now we need one that's away from my personal number, because I had put my personal number there, because I wanted that one-on-one interaction. But it came to a point where I was like, no, I was overwhelmed with
messages now. Also.
Hey, are you married? What?
But it's fine, you're hot.
When is the next one?
26 June 2025 at the Constitutional Hill.
Lovely.
Back at the Constitution. Okay.
We're back.
Lovely. Oh no, we're gonna be there.
Are you sure?
I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna ask
this is recorded.
I'm gonna ask the questions on behalf of the other ones, because I got questions for them for the panel exam. I don't want to be on the panel. I want to be the other guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm also
ask the question.
Even this one, I'm not on the panel. I'm in the audience, because I also want to know why some of the institutions, with all the money they have, they're not supporting the youth.
Just make sure you got the mic ready, okay? Just make sure you got the mic ready for me.
You providing the mics for me, so the mics are already ready.
All right, thank you for coming through, my brother.
Thank you so much, guys. God bless you.
All right.